Good. Sound check's good.
I like these because they're more relaxed.
Yeah.
We're live now? All right. Well, hello, friends and family. I'm really, like we were just saying, if you caught that little clip, we're really liking the live.
Yeah.
So when we do the podcast, I'm not engaging directly with you all. And so when we do the live episodes, I think you and I both are a little more relaxed. Even though we're relaxed on the purple couch, but this is like we're talking to friends.
I feel like they're there and we're talking to them.
Exactly. It's like I'm FaceTiming with friends at home, you know? So today, guys, we want to talk about self-regulation. We're about to do this wonderful conference for the FACS system called Elevate, and that's coming up in Orlando in July. And one of the things that motivated us to talk to you today about this topic was preparing for that conference. Yep. In preparing for that conference, you know, there's a lot of news going on right now because yesterday they broke moving special ed to a new government department instead of it being handled the way that it has been for the last couple decades. If you see, that's John's hand coming in. Hello.
Your face is a little too covered. I wanted to make it a little better.
Gotcha. Oh, I guess we should tell them we're in our Rockledge campus today.
A new location.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is our early intervention center and our preschool kindergarten in Rockledge, Florida. We're in our resource room for our education department. And you might hear a kiddo in the background every once in a while because they're lively, they're up, it's the afternoon, but they don't have an off button.
No, we're just real. So you all can relate to that, right?
Yeah.
So as we're talking tonight, we also have a staff professional development that we're doing. And guess what we're talking about? Self-regulation. And the reason we're talking about this and we're promoting it so much is because we have found, I want to say like, what is it? A glitch in the system. Isn't that what we would say, John? If we were coding, we found the glitch, you know, in the matrix, we found the glitch. And the glitch is, how do our staff, and when I say that, this is for former staff that have been at Puzzlebox or Kaleidoscope in years past. I wish we had all of this knowledge then, you know, but it's been 12 years, almost 14 years, really, if we look at when the foot started this.
Yep.
And I couldn't have come to everyone 14 years ago and talk about how much love you have in your heart. You know, it wasn't something the science community accepted. We sure as shit didn't talk about frequency or energy.
Even the word emotion or feelings, you know, these mental states. Yeah. That's what ABA would call it back in the day. You know, it's a mental state. It's something you can't observe. You know, even if you could talk about your emotions, kind of teeter-tottered in that world of psychology. That's a little bit more ambiguous for the world of ABA.
Yes.
But ABA's come around as well.
Well, yeah, Harvard's talking about love.
Yeah.
When Harvard and Berkeley start talking about love, that means that we can start talking about love.
And in the ABA community, we're talking about compassionate care. We're talking about self-regulation.
Yeah.
And just things that it's beautiful. It's beautiful how it's evolved as a science. It's beautiful how it's evolved in terms of that human element.
Yes.
And staying rigorous in the science, but adding that human component.
Well, one of the biggest things that we want to let everyone know is that there is this amazing company called the HeartMath Institute. And I say institute because it truly is an institute. They have been studying for the last 27 years, I think. It's almost 30 years. The body, the brain, regulation.
Gravity.
And gravity.
Live. This is live, right?
Live, guys. So I'm loud, you know. I'm not worried about that part of it, John.
Actually, yeah, I think the other one right
We
there,
got the other mic. They'll be able to hear us in that one. So with the HeartMath Institute, Doc Childress years and years ago started asking the questions and then putting the science behind the work. And now they have got hundreds of articles that have been peer reviewed. You can go to heartmathinstitute.org. They have got free resources that are available. There's information that's readily open. And when I say open, I think about OpenAI, open source.
Open source.
Yeah, well, guess what? It is available for you, your family. And I'm talking about tips and tricks that can change your life in one day. And I know that sounds like somebody's TikTok. you know? And I say that because what is it? Nowadays, everybody's selling something.
Yeah.
You know, you see all these code people are like, oh, well, you can make $100 million doing this that 19-year-olds are doing. Yeah, sure they are. And that's why you're scamming me by taking the video. You know, it's just more BS. The difference is we're not giving them BS.
Nope. We're giving them resources. And what I love about the HeartMath Institute, for those that like good science, is they also provide you all the published research that they've done over the years.
Yes.
And all across different industries, different areas of focus, from education to healthcare to
our service individuals.
Yep. And neurodiverse, neurotypical adults, children, athletes, you name it.
Humans. How about that?
Yeah, just the amazing wealth of information that they have provided to the world.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
So I like to think of it as I found my tribe. Because one of the principles with the HeartMath Institute and group are these wonderful souls are out there on a mission to give these skills and coping mechanisms to everyone. You know, and the reason we start talking about love so much is that the conference you and I just went, you know, was all about talking about love and how can you come not only to tables like this, but areas in your own life where there could be stress, there could be irritation, there could be resentment, but how do you come at it with love? And I know it sounds so cliche, you know, it's like, can you come with love? Yeah, I can let you go with love too.
Yep.
You know, and it's setting boundaries. And when we set boundaries, we allow ourselves time to be renewed. Yep. And, you know, I like to look at it like that because I've seen the change company-wide.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's why I said I'm sorry for our former employees. I mean, if we think about it, you and I met with Trish Rich years and years and years ago.
I think it's 10.
Has it been 10 years
now?
now?
I think so.
So, because my coach and mentor was one of your coaches and mentors, and that's how we hooked up.
Yep.
And I like to look at this as a full circle because at that time I was starting a clinic, starting a school. My son was the driving force behind it, but there was no user manual. There was no how-to guide. It was a mom on a mission. And yes, did we make mistakes? Oh my goodness, yes. You know, I think about now where we're at, you know, we've got 111 kids already enrolled, and that's even for the new school year. We have 87 full-time employees compared to when we first met.
Oh yeah, it's uncanny. The evolution of it all for us, for Puzzle Box Academy and Kaleidoscope Interventions, for the industry.
That's so it's not,
you know, it's
think about ABA. You know,
every day.
But even when I started ABA with my son, there were no RBTs. There were BTs, and that was only in a clinic setting.
That was only clinic. You know? That's right. Or very extreme cases in home.
And it was recommendations. It wasn't the delivery of service the way it is nowadays. And the parents, us parents, we learned ABA because, well, we had to deal with our children all the time.
That's right.
So there's some pros and some cons with the way that the industry has changed and evolved. And one of our pros is that it's evolved into looking at compassionate care, self-regulation, and the people that are leading the way scientifically is the HeartMath Institute.
Yeah, and actually we talked about Elevate, right? And so one of the things that we've tackled within ourselves as a group of professionals in the company, and we're also bringing to the world of educators, is the topic of burnout and how self-regulation, how the research that's coming out of HeartMath Institute can help alleviate or eliminate burnout.
Well, I'm going to take and go, not only, it's like the former chair from Pepsi when we're talking about work-life balance. We're never going to eliminate. What we need to teach is how to regulate.
Regulate, yep.
And if we can teach that to our children at 5-6 years of age, you know, imagine the adults that they will become.
Oh,
imagine the steps they will take to make our world a different place. I watched the other night, and it was a professor, psychologist, that was talking about why has kindergarten changed so much? What happened to, back in the 80s, kindergarten was a completely different. It was not the beast that it is today. Kindergarten was all child's play. It's funny. I can hear one of our little minions as he's walking down the hallway, and he's just babbling. But that's what kindergarten was. It was kids learning how to play with each other. They were learning Play-Doh, and we were building houses, and we were playing, at that time, it was okay to play war. It was okay to play army. And, you were investigators outside. Now kids don't want to go outside, even in kindergarten. Why? Because they want electronics. I don't believe in kindergarten we should even have electronics. I just don't. I don't. Parents, I'm sorry. I don't. I think we need hands-on skills. I think we have to learn fine motor skills in kindergarten, because if we have not built the muscles in our hands, then we cannot write. But you see, these are all things that have changed. Now kindergarten is, do you have your grades correct? And what happened to O's and S's and U's? But no, now we're already looking at curriculum and grading, and we're taking away live play and regulation.
And the technology that you're talking about too. I mean, even with my own kids, it's changed, and it's taken over what would have been the books we used to read. Or the artwork that we used to do at home, or even like the TV shows that were only on at certain times of the day, certain days of the week, and that was it.
Saturday morning
cartoons. And TGIF, and that's it.
What about the family shows? Those aren't even on anymore. You have to find one of the internet server providers that are playing old TV shows from the 80s and 90s.
But even then, I think your point earlier was spot on. It has evolved to the point where once you have access to it, it's ready access all day long. And that has taken away creativity, energy, fun, learning, exploring. And that's why you heard the kiddo in the hallway just a minute ago, because we want them to explore. Even in our school, they need to go for walks. If they're just crammed in a classroom all day, are they going to be totally stimulated all day? Or are they going to be confined? So imagine if your kiddo is in a classroom. And I know this as a dad, because I know my kids are in a classroom for a very long period of time in their school. And man, is it stifling. And
correct.
That recess time, that PE time is just not enough.
No.
So,
well, think about us as adults. How many times do we get up from our desk to go get a cup of coffee, go to the bathroom, get a glass of water? My West Virginia twang came out on that water. Sorry, guys. But we do these things. These things we do to give ourselves a refresher. We get up, we walk around, we move around. You're not supposed to sit stagnant for more than 50 minutes. Think about a Zoom call. Zooms are not supposed to take more than 50 minutes because you already start fading out. You start losing the participation. You lose the engagement. What are our kids doing in public school?
Just as a side note, if you didn't know this, Zoom free version is only 50 minutes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And the reason is to cut the meeting off. So if you didn't know that, there's a little side tip.
Very nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's your learned information today.
Yeah, there you go. But to your point, that's right. So like if we are as adults having to get up and move around, and that's our self-regulation, just as a right. The reason is because we know how it feels if we don't do it.
Well, there is a science behind it. The physiology of what's going on in our body. I think about a BCBA. Oh my goodness. Nick Green.
Oh yeah, sure.
Nick, shout out to you there. If you all do not know him, look him up. He uses ABA and moving the physical body.
That's right.
So the stress that we hold in our bodies, it can start by simply tension in the neck, tension in your body. But being aware of that then goes into, okay, I need to self-regulate. I'm holding this stress. I'm holding this in too much. But if you're not taught what to be aware of, then we go through life not even realizing that we're carrying emotional baggage that drains us more than physical, social. It all comes down to emotional weight And if we can help our children, then it brings it into the home. And if our kids can lead us by example, then we can help train the parents to learn that the programming they were given as children, adults, now parents, can be rewritten because of neuroplasticity. Now, if you all don't know what that means, our amazing brain, the human brain, let's say that we are running on a bike path, okay? And every Saturday we take that exact same path. Well, when you've got bikes that are going over that same path day in and day out, the grass ends up being gone. The path ends up being very clear. Well, what if you wanted to go and take a new path? At first, it's going to be full of grass. And you have to make your own way. But after you keep doing it a couple times, well, guess what? The path then becomes very clear. It's the same way with the programming that we have. We need to ensure as adults that we're not instilling the same programming into our children. That's where this all comes from. And not only in our personal, but our business, we have embraced this. And it has caused an entire cultural change in our workforce.
Yes.
And so seeing the change in the workforce, why would we not want to do this for our friends, our family, our coworkers, and our community? Now, let's get to the good sweet and potatoes part of this. You ready?
Go for it.
Guess what? This is something you can carry with you at all times. You don't need a special application. You don't need technology. You don't need a book. You don't need to be in a room with no lights on. You don't need to go into the sound chamber. You don't need any of that. You just need you, your heart, and your breath.
It's amazing. Yeah.
I know.
And the simplicity of it is almost staggering because you hear that and you're like, what?
It's like the product that's too good to be true. Be like, for just $99.99, we're going to take care of all your problems. And I think that's one of the biggest things that Manny and I want to announce today is that our mission with this program that we've developed based on the years of not just being in the field of ABA and education, but also in the neurodivergent community. What we have done is we have taken all of these wonderful tools, resources, tips, tricks, how-tos, and combined them into a 2-day workshop where we are going to train educators, caregivers worldwide, whether it's Zoom or whether it's live. And here comes the caveat, guys. This doesn't come with a great price tag. And I think that's what we all want is, I'm going to say it was 2-3 weeks ago. I'm a number cruncher, so you know that's going to bother me. When I was doing an interview with a technology person and I explained to them my goal and I said, I wanted to give this away for free. My COO and him both giggled at me, but I was serious and I'm still serious about it.
Mm-hmm.
We have been blessed and I'm forever grateful that we have been able to bring Puzzlebox and its ecosystem to Brevard County. I'm blessed and grateful that we've been able to help educators worldwide. I mean, from Asia to Dubai, all over the world. But this next step, I think both of us sit here and we look and we have our career. You know, we're not going to go jump careers. I don't know, maybe as we retire. I don't know. I don't know, Manny. But we've been doing this for so long now that it's time to play back.
Yeah.
And so, and I didn't say payback. I said play it back. Why? Because we both have been there. We know what the parents are struggling with now. We know what educators are struggling with. And that word burnout, that social story, burnout, everybody's burnout. Well, guess what? I'm burnout of being burnout. So I'm going to make a change. Manny and I are coming to you, coming to your homes, coming to your houses, coming to your schools. And we want to teach you how to take these tips and tricks that we've applied at all of our companies to help you regulate at home. If our teachers can handle our frequency kids that are a little more intense than what the normal, 8 to 4 regular gen ed teacher deals with.
Sounds about right.
And still goes home with energy for their children and their family, let us show you how.
Yeah.
because it's a lot easier than you think. And you are right. I think you hit it on the head there. It is so simplistic that I think we've caught some of even our own staff. Well, I can tell you we have at our elementary school. We had 3 teachers at our elementary school when we started this that really weren't bought in. Like, weren't bought in. And they're like, yeah, okay, sure. This is just more for my plate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just another thing for me to learn. You know, we hear it from everybody. Oh, I can't meditate. I don't want to do this. You know what? When you have that type of hesitation, it means you need it more than anything.
Yeah.
And the difference between those educators from when we first sat down and was like, no, you got to do this. This is a culture thing we're doing. And then to sit back with them 3 weeks later, because I got to sit with them at Palm Bay the other week and hearing the stories, hearing how they've already started to feel the change, thinking about one of them that had the biggest life bomb thrown at her and been like, okay, she has tools to cope. She has tools to help regulate. And if not, we reached out to make sure hey, remember, take a deep breath. This is just a storm. You're going to be fine. Think about the other employee that was here at Rockledge.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot of changes in our government going on. And so another employee found herself and her family in another situation like we all are in. You never know what the mail is going to present. You never know what that next phone call is going to be. You never know who's going to come knocking at your door. So do you have the tools to handle anything to come to you? And more so, do you have the capacity to handle those stressors?
That's a big one.
You know, and so maybe you don't. Are you the type of person that somebody cuts you off on the road as you're driving home and it ruins your whole night? Or maybe they cut you off on the way to work. And then that means that the rest of your day has been shot.
Mm-hmm.
That means your capacity for handling those emotional stressors is so low that your body is already tapped out as soon as somebody throws something at you. By learning these regulation tools, that capacity expands. And then we can go, okay, well, as my good producer says, I'm going to determine who I give my beeps to. We only have so many beeps that we have. And who do you give your F to? Y'all get what I'm trying to say there? So just because we have young adults that listen to this, I think all of us are
A
adults.
safe term for it I've heard is spoons. Because you only have so many spoons to give out. When you're out of spoons, you're out of spoons.
I like that.
Oh, there you
It's
go.
a work
Around,
safe
like
place
shut
to
the
say,
front door.
How many spoons do you have? Exactly.
Yeah.
Somebody
So
use
how many spoons do you have? And that can change every day. Do you know why? Because you're a human being and your capacity to handle stress will change every day.
Every day.
You know, it may be that you have practice regulation. We've had this.
Mm-hmm.
Let me throw the mirror. There have been
Mm-hmm.
days I've come into our executive team and I've let you all know, guys, I'm depleted. My capacity today is very small. And so if a stressor comes at me that I know that I'm going to react to without responding, I'll tell them I can't handle this today. We need to sidebar this for tomorrow. Number one, that gives time for me to absorb and be in the right mind. And it also is out of respect for the people that that decision involves. Because when we respond based on emotion, that's a reaction.
Right.
But when we actually take time to look at the data and to think about every aspect, you know, what is it, 5 sides to every story?
Yeah.
You know, then you don't have that, oh, I wish I wouldn't have said that. Or I wish I could have. Because once that happens, you can't pull that back. So instead, I'd rather teach you how to build your capacity so you have that control. Trust me, coming from a control freak, for those of you that have known me for any time, you'll understand that these tools are life-changing, simplistic, and come with very little to no cost at all. Kind of like where I'm feeling right there. How do you?
I do too. I think that's a good way to wrap up because, you know, I think you've already put it out there. I think the audience understands, right? You understand. Everybody, if we have a little stress, what do? And sometimes we don't do the right things.
Correct.
So if you have the right tools and techniques, you can go a long way.
Absolutely. Just like our kids. So, in the right learning environment, every child can shine. It's just finding that individual space for them and for you. So, guys, remember, tips, tricks, questions, problems, info@pamelafurr.com. We will be back next month. Woo! It's a good one for me next month. It's right around birthday time. I get to bring in the big old 5-0 this year, and I get to bring it in with you all. So, what best way to celebrate next month? We'll see you 30 days. Questions, tips, send them on in to us, and we'll be sure to answer them directly for you. All right, guys, from our home to yours, or our school
That's cool.
to your home. We'll see you all soon.